Hey, what's up, family? I pray you're doing well. This is Pastor Ty here, and as always, you know what I'm going to remind you that God is up to something big in your life. Hey, I appreciate you getting on tonight. This is our episode numero uno of Unscripted. Listen, we're going to be here on Friday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. And if you're available, well, why don't you just make yourself available and come be a part of what we're doing? I believe it's definitely going to be something that will benefit you. We're looking for the most value we can offer everybody who's getting on. It's something a little different, but I know it will be beneficial to you. So I appreciate everyone for getting on tonight. If you would do me a huge favor, go ahead and share it on your timelines, tag your friends, your family, do everything. You guys know what to do. You're on Facebook enough. You know how this works. Let somebody know that we're here. They don't want to miss tonight. I got a great guest tonight. Man, I just believe he's the right man for the first show. You know, you don't get another first. And so he's gonna set the thing off tonight. It's gonna be real good for you. So I need you to make sure that you tell somebody that we are here. If you would do that for me, I greatly would appreciate it. Hey, well, I see people saying watching my friend. And so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna take a little second, and I want you to just kind of shout out and let me know that you're in the room. We call this little segment. This is called our check-in. It's check-in time. I need you guys to let me know that you are in the building. Let me know you're in the building. Put your comments in. Let somebody know that you're here. Let us know that you're here, not somebody. Let us know that you are on deck with us right here for Unscripted. Get your friends and your family. Go ahead and say what's up in the comment section so that I know that you're here. Say what's up, say hello, say happy Friday, say something, and just let us know that you're here. I appreciate you, everyone, for getting on. Cheryl, thanks for getting on. Pastor Greg West, thanks for getting on. Nyanta, what's up? Thanks for getting on tonight. Let somebody know that we're here. If you do me a favor and share. Thank y'all for checking in. Every Friday, 8 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time and 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Listen, without any further ado, we're going to get into the reason why we're here tonight. Well, what's Unscripted about? Well, it's just what it says. Man, we're not going through any formalities necessarily as it relates to having a outlined agenda. We do have some objectives in mind that we want to accomplish by being on. We're not just on just to be on, but we want it to be free flowing. This kind of started several months ago before all of this COVID-19 stuff happened. I was doing these meetings, and they would be on late Saturday nights. And you guys, most of you know, if you don't know now, you know I'm a pastor. So late Saturday nights isn't probably the best choice, but I'm all about the people. So we would have these meetings, and it would be, man, church folks, unchurched folks, folks who didn't care nothing about church, people who it just was, everybody was there. And we would just have some real conversations, and it was unscripted. And it was a great opportunity where people were able to open up and share and dialogue, and we were able to work through some stuff. And so I believe that we have more of an opportunity here online to do some of those same type things. The difference is I want to be intentional about bringing on some different voices. And so I'm looking for those who are coming with value. So it may not be another minister. It may not be someone that you think I ought to have on, but guess what? I'm going to have on the person that I know is going to bring value to help us really get some direction and share with us their story and all those other things. So tonight I have a guest, and I'm grateful that he decided to get on with us. I don't know if you have ever heard of Mr. HEADKRACK. This may be your first time hearing of him. He, for many years, was the right-hand guy, co-host for Ricky Smiley, Dish Nation, and, you know, Syndicated. And I mean, he was doing this thing. I'm messing up his bio right now. And so I know he's looking like, man, what is this dude doing? But he's he was with him for, I believe, some 14, 15 years. Originally from New York by way of Texas, by way of ATL. And just this January, he started his, he was blessed to have some elevation happen. And so now he's doing his own thing, and he's doing what he calls the morning hustle. And the morning hustle is a new show. And I believe that it's going to be, man, something that is going to be life-changing for people that watch it. I've been checking him out on the low and seeing what he's doing, and he's holding it down in a major way. And so, man, you know, he's been disrupted a little bit with this whole coronavirus stuff going on. But I'm excited about what's happening with Brother HEADKRACK. And so I'm going to bring him on here. And I know you really, you know, we don't have any round of applause or anything like that, Crack, but we got you, man. You know, ain't no love lost. So much love to you. So without any further ado, y'all see me trying to work it and make it happen.
What's going on, y'all? Jazz Snaps will do as well. Jazz Snaps. Yo, peace and love, man. Shout out to everybody, man, giving us their time and energy on a Friday night. I know there's other things you could be watching, but you're with us. Thank you.
Yeah, they're with us, man. And so what can we say? You know, that's love, huh?
Yo, indeed, man. I definitely love it. And thank you so much for the warm reception and the warm welcome. And
yeah, man.
Shout out to the guy in the picture.
Yeah, I appreciate you getting on, man. It's a big deal for me. I appreciate it, man. I think you definitely were the right guy to kick off Unscripted, man.
Well, so, I appreciate that love, my man. Like, yo, you flashing those pictures reminded me that I have to lose the Domino's app on my phone. I could be doing a lot better.
Hey, man. It's quarantine cuisine is what we call it, man.
It's like you're saving money, but then like you're still copping pizza. Like, you know, like that's one thing that hasn't changed about the quarantine is like, yo, they will still run you a whole pie, like really cheap, man. Even cheaper than before the quarantine. I gotta stop calling these people.
Hey, man, they got you. They know it's you. They know what you want already.
It's just tragic, but you know, I'm trying to work through it, man. Working through it, man.
Work through it, man. Well, welcome to the show tonight, and again, thanks for being on, man. I know you're a busy man, and even despite the whole quarantine, I know you're getting it done via Zoom and video calls and all type of stuff. You're still working, man. And so,
yo, can't stop, won't stop. And the cool thing about like starting a show during this weird period in time we're in, the stories that we have will be phenomenal.
Oh,
when it's all said and
absolutely.
Done. You know, I tell everybody that'll listen, like, if you don't get out of this whole quarantine with a new skill, you didn't use the time right. You know?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. I believe that, man. I believe that that's part of the whole design of it for us to kind of reset, man, and hone in on some skills and all of that. You're absolutely right. So, man, tell the people who you are. Tell us about yourself. You know, I kind of gave you a butchered bio. You know, so I'm sure you can. He said, "No, it's okay." that's nice of you, man, in front of the viewing audience to kind of give me a little break. But just tell us, man, about you, where you're from, and kind of a little bit about your upbringing and all of those things.
You know, I'm originally from the Bronx, New York. You know,
BX.
Yeah, but then you know, my story brings me to Dallas, Texas, where I spent a lot of years there. You know, and I had a lot of blessings and opportunities that allowed me to, like, you know, combine my hustle with my desire to, like, you know, just not do regular things. And, you know, I go from high school to working at a record company to like running a street promotions company to working at a radio station and like, you know, still, you know, working and creating music along the way.
Yeah.
But you know, but radio really wrapped its arms around me and pulled me all the way in. And this has kind of been like my career, you know, since 2000. And it's amazing how fast the time went, you know, especially like when you like you're at a club and then like someone will be like, yeah, you came and spoke at my school. And it's like, oh, one of us shouldn't be here. And I'm not sure which one. But, you know, but the thing is like you're impacting people's lives because like they're allowing you to be in their cars with them every day or
Yeah.
with them on the app, you know. So for people to continuously come back, they trust you and know that you have something to say and that you'll be able to get them through whatever they're going through. So I definitely appreciate that. But you know, but radio is one aspect of who I am. Music is the
Yeah.
other aspect of who I am. And you know, I'm just been like quietly releasing music here and there. And now I'm starting to unquietly release music and let, you know, promote it better, let people know I'm out there. Like, you know, me and my manager and we're really getting it done, man. I'm having a great time.
Well, that's good, man. That's great. You know, one of the things that stood out to me, man, is when I watched how Ricky Smiley, when he took the reins from Tom Joyner, and you know, I guess it was like your last show or something like that. And man, how everybody in the studio was like just really emotional, and you know, the sentiment about who you are and what you represent was consistent throughout. You know, Ricky was just, I was listening to him. I think he was on the phone that particular episode. He was like, not one day of trouble. He gave me not one. He sounded like a proud father. You know what I mean?
Word.
So it was pretty cool, man. And then just to go and watch some of your material and listen to you speak and talk. You know, I just believe if you listen to somebody long enough, what's really in them is going to come out. And so just that consistency from afar to see that, you know, talk to me a little bit just about upbringing, man. What built your character like that? What made you that person that people, as Ricky said, could depend on, and, you know, always brought the good energy to the room and all those kinds of things?
I mean, my thing is I never wanted to let people down, you know, especially like my parents. Like my biggest thing was like, you know, hey, do whatever you want, but don't let your parents down and don't let your grandmothers, you know, your grandparents down.
Yeah.
And that's kind of what my thing has always been. Not to say that I wasn't a troubled child. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was running the streets, but you're not going to know what I'm doing. Like, I'm not bringing any drama home, you know, but like, you know, mischievous as most kids were. But at the end of the day, you know, my parents love me without a shadow of a doubt. And I love my parents and you know, and I honored them enough to where like, hey, I'm not going to bring no trouble to their doorstep.
Right.
And there were times where maybe my mischief did bring trouble to, but nothing serious. Like the cops never came looking for me at my parents' house. You know what I'm saying? Now there was a time where we lived in an apartment complex where I wasn't allowed to go outside anymore unless my parents were present. But that was because they needed somebody to point the finger at, and it was me. But you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, hey, they mean the world to me, and I'm going to be the best version of myself because like I'm a reflection of them. So whether it's, you know, doing it for them and then just also doing it for me because I've seen so many examples of what not to do. You know, it just pushes me to just, you know, move easy, move light, and do the best that I can. You know, some people have to turn themselves on, and I don't mean sexually, but like, you know, I gotta be this person. But if you are who you are every day, you don't have to put on a character. Like it's stressful to be a character, but if you are who you are, it's no stress.
Yeah. Well, I'm 100% with you, man. Especially, you know, as a pastor, it's like, you know, I just made a decision, man. When I was gonna commit my life to doing what God would have me do, I'm not gonna be like 5 different people. The pastor one day, the other guy the other day. If you catch me over here, I'm this guy. I'm just gonna be this person, you know, and nobody can beat me being me. And I believe there's something to be said about authenticity.
Right.
You know, and you know, we say real recognizes real, you know, and so I believe that. And so that's one of the reasons, even, man, having you on the show is because I believe there's an audience of people who are watching and who will watch even the replay that, man, it's certain voices that they're really not even receiving because there's so much fluff on top of it, or there's so much is too polished.
Right.
You know, some stuff you like, man, that can't be real. And so sometimes you have to kind of pull back the curtain and say, hey, this is what I went through. This is, you know, what happened with me, you know, and kind of give somebody a glimpse, a kind of a glimpse of hope, man. So let's talk, man. You've give the audience just, I mean, we don't want to just kind of name drop, but give the audience just a little bit of the resume, man. I left off a whole lot of stuff. I left off you being a hip hop artist. I left off, you know, acting. I left off the voiceovers with the cartoons. I left off, man, the DJing. I left off a whole lot of stuff, but give us just a little bit of the resume and, you know, just some of the circles that you had the opportunity to run in.
Pastor Ty, don't even don't even beat yourself up. I forget about those things too. Like it's a lot. It's a lot of hats to wear.
Yeah.
You know,
it's how you threw that out there. It's a lot.
And not even in a low key stunt kind of way. Like sometimes people will read the things I've done, and I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that did happen." Because to me, it's just like it's the art of doing. Yeah, I don't look at things to just get to a certain point. I'm like, I just keep going. So sometimes I don't even get a chance to live in the moment. So yeah, like, you know, I started dabbling in acting. You know, I'm starting to get to the point where I'm not necessarily playing myself and stuff anymore, which is cool. Because it's one thing to, like, you know, get asked to do something on the acting tip, but it's like, yo, HEADKRACK as himself. But now like I've upgraded to SWAT team leader 2. Like I do play a SWAT dude in an upcoming episode of this show called Fifth Ward, which is coming out on UMC. And you know, and I've been on Star. I've did cartoon voiceovers on this TV show Archer. I'm going to be on an upcoming episode of Wild 'N Out. You can catch me 5 days a week doing entertainment news on Dish Nation. We're in the process of closing another deal with a very lucrative company where I'll be producing weekly content for them. And the thing is, I want to keep going. You know, I want to put this album out. You know, my goal is to play Madison Square Garden one day in some capacity or another, and be killed in a horror movie. Definitely want to do that.
You've made it when that happens, huh?
I'm a big horror movie fan. Like, and that was one thing that me and my mom both had in common. My mom, God rest her dead, like she used to love horror movies as much as I did. Whereas I can't get my kids to watch anything that is like not PG-13. So, you know, that's always been a thing of mine. And like really good, meaningful deaths in horror movies rock you a certain way.
Thing, man.
No, they rock you a certain way. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen like Night of the Living Dead, the black and white one.
Yes.
Spoiler alert, because ladies and gentlemen, this came out like in 1968 or something, right? The black guy dies in the end. After making it through the whole film, the black guy dies in the end. That traumatized me as a kid. It was a meaningful death. He helped and saved all these other people. He made it to the end of the movie just to get shot by a cop. It was actually foreshadowing of what the 90s and the 2000s was going to be about.
Man, I'm telling you, hey, it was prophetic in that way, I guess, huh?
Yeah.
So, and here's the deal. So that's a great segue, man. You're in the thick of things and media, and one of the reasons I asked you kind of to give a little bit of your resume, because you know we can easily find pictures with you with whomever.
Yeah.
Jada Pinkett Smith, Ice Cube, Kanye, whoever you name, you know, you want to name. HEADKRACK has been, you know, in that rubbing elbows with those persons, you know, so you really have an inside track on what's, you know, for real, what's going on, you know, and you really have an inside track on just culture and those who influence culture.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing to be on the other end and being influenced, but it's another thing to be the influencer. And so one of the things I wanted you to kind of share and talk with us about, and we can get into this in a few minutes, you know, just about the black guy getting killed, that type of thing. But just talk about in general, man, what the industry that you're connected to, how big is that to influencing culture?
I mean, it means a lot. And that's why I'm very particular about what I lend myself to, because people are watching, and a lot of times you'll see people with a certain status and be like, I'm not a role model. You may not be a role model, but guess what? People are still watching you. So I try to move right because I
Yeah.
know people are watching how I move.
Yeah.
And a lot of times within the celebrity space, you see people move well, and then some people you wonder how they got to the point that they've made it to because of their attitude and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's still a learning process. Even with me being in the industry and being in the business, I'm still learning from people what to do and what not to do, because
Yeah.
there's certain people who have had great longevity. Case in point, I interviewed Raven Simone yesterday. And this is coming off the heels of her saying, hey, I've never spent any of my Cosby Show money, which I think is dope.
Right.
And you also never really seen Raven Simone in that much trouble either,
Right.
because she knows how to move.
Yeah.
And not every and she has fun, she parties, but she knows how to move. There's another young star who's an adult now, and it blew my mind when he told me he's 33 now. But the kid Sammy, who, like, when I was a
Yeah.
kid, I
Yeah. Yeah.
like the
Yeah.
dude's 33 now, got a full beard,
Wow.
thicker than mine.
Man, you just made like 4 more gray hairs pop in my beard when you said that.
But that he's 33. Yo,
Yeah.
it stressed me out. I had hair before the interview, right? But another kid who just, knew how to move right. He fly low. You didn't see him on World Star doing nothing crazy. He stayed true to himself. And I think the people that do better in the long run are the people who stay true to themselves.
Yeah.
And not have to be extra. I mean, because you see a lot of what they call now clout chasing, and people doing things just to get attention. I think a person that people like to throw tomatoes at these days is Tekashi 6ix9ine.
Right.
And to beat Tekashi 6ix9ine has to be super stressful. You are successful right now, but you're free, but you're still in jail.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you never know if that person that's knocking on your door is really going to be the Amazon guy, or
Yeah.
a dude coming to mow you down. You just
Yeah.
don't know. And
Right.
it's because at some point you decided to be ultra extra with what you
Yeah.
do. I just try to keep it simple. I'm me every day. And and I'm trying to make sure my intentions are right and move that way.
So you would say be yourself,
24/7.
Yeah.
Best way to
Yeah.
be. Everybody else is taken.
Yeah. What would you say, man, would probably be because, man, I do quite a bit of work in the community. I talk to, a lot of kids and youth and all of that. And it's like, man, they believe really the images that are being projected to us, to them. You know what I mean? So we were talking just kind of in the green room before we got started, just about some of those narratives that are kind of, created. If you could, man, wipe away all the smoke and mirrors, what would be something that you would share with, I don't know, man, a youth or a young adult even, because hip hop culture is not just kid culture, man. I'm
Right.
I guess I want to say my age, but I love all kinds of music. You know what I mean? Hip hop being one of them. Now, like I told you in the green room, it has to be something of substance, for me to really kind of jump in there with it. But however, that's just the cloth I'm cut from being in my age group. That, man, it's hip hop is everywhere. So it's not just a little kid type of thing, so, and it's influencing everybody, so if you can kind of take us behind the curtain, so to speak, man, what would you want to communicate the biggest message, to us?
I mean, I really truthfully feel like it falls on us, the adults, to let the kids know the difference between what they're listening to and what's really real. Because the crazy thing is, I needed nobody to explain that to me when I was growing up,
Yeah.
because I don't know. And I want to give my parents the credit, but I was also just smart enough to just know that,
Yeah.
hey, you're not going to rap about all the things you're doing per se. Now, with that being said, welcome to 2020. Some of these people are actually doing the things that they're rapping about, which is crazy. So I can't necessarily, with my whole heart of hearts, of saying it's all entertainment. No, some of these people are dumb enough to actually tell on themselves. If I was selling drugs, I would rap about reading books. Some people sell drugs and they rap about selling drugs and having guns in the crib. And guess what happens when the cops show up? There are
Oh
guns
man.
there. So at the end of the day, it's up to us as parents to be like, hey, look at these examples of the people who get caught up living the lives or maintaining the image that they portray and see what that gets them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
one thing to tell somebody a cautionary tale that has no real ending, but it's another thing to show them an example of what these tales can get you. There are very few people who like really like live the lifestyle very heavy-handed and get to live a long time or enjoy their money late in life. You know, the crazy thing is like, especially as hip-hop is a culture, there are
Yeah.
very few people who came into this culture early who are still successful in post height of their fame. You know, you got people like Ice-T still winning. Dude's on
Yeah.
Law and Order, whether he
Yeah.
goes to work tomorrow or not. He has
Right.
enough episodes in the can to where he's good.
Yeah.
LL Cool J, another person, figured out a second act. He's on NCIS. His money's gonna be good forever, but he's a person who never really like overdid it and never, you know, did too much. Now you could say the same about Ice-T, but Ice-T rapped about the gang life, but he also told you what not to do,
Yeah.
which is different than like a guy who I interviewed earlier who shall remain nameless, who makes beautiful sounding music to murder to, which is bad within itself, because when you make murder sound beautiful, it takes the sting away from it.
Yeah.
And it makes it seem like it's harmless.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know how to process that, and some people don't know how to, it can be dangerous. Like
Yeah.
information is dangerous in the mind of an uneducated person, whether
Yeah,
it's
that's
good
good.
information or bad information. So
Yes,
once
sir.
again, it's up to the elders and the parents to be able to explain this stuff to kids young before they're processing the information wrong. You know,
Yeah. Yeah. And you have little ones, man. So how do you man make sure that they understand the difference in, you know, daddy's working that versus what's really happening at the house type of thing, you know?
the ill thing is I'm the same person, whether I'm working or like I'm on or
Yeah.
off duty, almost to a detriment. Like, you know, when wife be like, "Hey, you're not at work. You don't have to talk to them like that." But I'm like, "But this is how I talk." Um,
Talking like you're on the radio, man. What do you
nah,
got
like
radio voice
you're gonna get it the same way a caller would. You know, it's the same thing.
on?
Um, and the crazy thing is, like, I mean, as a person who has multiple children, you know,
Yeah.
every kid is different. Like my oldest, I didn't have to tell him a lot. Like I talked to him like he was 18 when he was 18 months.
Yeah.
So he gets it. I
Yeah.
feel like he's closer to me that, you know, like personality wise than my youngest kids are, because his biggest thing is he don't want to disappoint me.
Yeah.
Good. That's how it should be. Like the
Yeah.
kids should never want to disappoint their parents
Same
and
thing
do
you said
anything.
with your parents, though.
Right. Like I didn't
Yeah.
want to
Yeah.
disappoint them.
Yeah.
I ultimately left New York because I didn't want to disappoint my grandmother. I got arrested for jumping a turnstile. I talk about it in my news, my song I just dropped today, Bad News. I got arrested for jumping a turnstile, and I just knew my grandmother was gonna be very upset with me
Mm-hmm.
because she raised me better than that. But I took
Right.
I took a gamble. I was like, yo, I could either run this tape to one more record company, or I could take the train back home. So me and my homie Kenny, we went uptown, and when it was time to go back, we hopped the turnstile. Undercover transit cops got us. He knew to give him a fake name. I didn't know any better. And then I'm like in the little train jail. And they take your information, then they let you go. But like I was young and didn't understand anything about the legal system in the subway. So I was like, man, my grandmother gonna kill me. I'm just gonna leave and go to Dallas and just go live with my mom, and that was it. But like I was that afraid of disappointing my grandmother that I would rather leave New York City than
Yeah.
upset her.
Yeah. That's honorable, man. That's honorable, and I think that's one of the things that has kind of been lost in the current culture, man. I thought you were just fitting for this show and this episode, man, because this that fine line that you have to walk um, with the entertainment,
Mhm.
you know, versus that reality. And I think so many people, especially young adults and youth, man, um, they're so seduced by this whole celebrity thing, and sometimes, man, they miss out on some really really sound, good, foundational things that we need just for life in general.
Absolutely.
You know, so, and it seems like you are balancing that well, you know.
It's a daily operation. And even the people that watch reality TV shows,
Yeah.
it's not real.
Yeah.
It's real-ish, but it's not real.
Hold on, guys. This is the guy who he's there. He's in that world. He's telling you it's not real.
It really isn't. Like, I was literally, I wasn't on the set of a reality show that shall remain nameless, but the show shall remain nameless. I happened to be eating at a restaurant and they did this whole big blow up. And then when it was done, the director was like, cut. Okay,
Cut.
cool. We're going to need you to do again. Have same emotion.
Oh,
we're going to
wow.
catch you from this angle. And it's like, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, some are realish and like, and not to big it up because I was on it, but like Ricky's reality show was probably the closest to as real. Like, that was the only reason I did it.
Yeah.
Because like initially when he came with the idea for like doing Ricky Smiley for real, like, you know, I mean, he's going to do it regardless. It's his show, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't want to do it because I thought reality TV shows were stupid and I knew most of them were fake. But I literally got to show up and be me and say what I would say. It was literally like if they just happened to have a camera in the room, we was already talking. So that's what made it easy.
I knew it was real when he was about to snatch his nephew up for skipping school or something, man. In the garage. And they had to cut where the camera didn't even follow him. It was like we can't even show what he's about to do to him. I said, "Oh yeah, it's real."
Yeah, that show was really real. Like if the camera would have followed him, that show would have ended up on another network. Like
too real, man.
We almost ended up on Stars. Like that show is real, but some of these other ones, and even when you think about like, you know, like shows that sound, you know, a show that rhymes with Smil Smout Smythe so Smith Manor. A lot of those people aren't really like that in real life. They're really nice people.
You're in Black Hollywood, man. You're in Atlanta, and so you know, just going down the street, you have to kind of decipher what's real and what's not. You know, and so people are trying to get on and put on, and you know, all that.
That's why I have a hard time watching shows like that because I know these people in real life. So like I'll try to watch it and I'm like, I don't know that person. Who are you? You know, because like there's certain people who I see every day.
Right.
And your energy is a certain way every day. And it's great. It's beautiful. It's radiant. And then sometimes what I see on a TV show is like, who are they making you be today?
Right.
Like, because if that was, you know, if the nice person that I saw every day isn't who you really are, the mask would have slipped a long time ago. No one can keep up a facade
for
that long. You know what I mean? So sometimes I look at it like, that's gas. Somebody get these ladies an Oscar. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, but to each his own. It pays the bills. It pays the bills. You know what I mean? And reality TV is giving a lot of people out. But you know, the only part I don't like about it is a lot of people think every single thing they see is real.
Yeah, man. Well, that's even why I'm kind of, you know, bringing that up with us talking now because, you know, it's
there's a ghost.
You quarantine, man.
Hold on a second.
It's the quarantine, man. I get it. It's all good, man.
That was spooky.
No, it's all good. Hey, man, I get it. But no, I'm saying the reason why I bring that up now is because, you know, my whole idea with this whole platform, these Friday nights, man, is really to keep it all the way a buck, as they say. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
And just have some conversation. So you notice we dealt with your career and your accolades. I didn't want it to run over those. However, man, I really wanted to dive into a little bit of the person so people can draw from that. Because sometimes we see celebrities, like we said, and you see it's your perception of that person. So to hear you say, yes, I'm going after my dreams, you know, musically, you know, my goal is to play Madison Square Garden. You know, I'm doing these other things on the radio. I'm DJing, I'm releasing songs. However, I haven't lost the sense of myself in the midst of that. And as a matter of fact, me being myself is the thing that is allowing me to have those successes and to stay grounded. And so I think what you're sharing, man, is like, is like phenomenal. And sometimes, you know, it's not cool to be a normal guy. It's not cool to be dad, all those other type things. And people, you know, they kind of hide those things. So the fact that you're sharing those things, and what he told me, y'all, in the green room, he said, man, I'm an open book. Just go for it. And so I can value that, because people, when they hear authentic people, man, it just resonates at a different level. Now I know our time is winding up, and I know you got another appointment after this, and so with the young men, and so with your son. So
I was about to say, I live in Atlanta. You gotta be like real specific.
With his sons.
My kids want to watch Scoob.
His kids want to watch. You got to be really careful. I'm glad you cleared all of that
up. He has an appointment with some young men. My kids, yeah.
Hey, I told you I was unscripted, you know. So it's unscripted, man. And so I appreciate you getting on, man. I'm gonna give you just whatever you want to share to kind of to close it out, man. And that'll be our time for tonight. I appreciate you getting. I know you're a busy guy, man. It was kind of randomly reaching out to you, and I thought, man, everything I thought you would be, you have been, and I appreciate you getting on. But man, I want you to just share whatever you want to share, and whatever you want to share, man.
Well, thank you so much, Pastor Ty. And like, you know, to everybody out there watching it, whether you're watching live or you're watching it later, like, listen, whatever your goals, your dreams, or your aspirations are, don't feel like it's ever too late to pursue those, man. Just go for it, man. Like, sometimes you got to take the scenic route. I feel like I've taken the scenic route with a lot of things that I aspired to do, but I'm enjoying the journey to get there. Like, you know, there's certain things where, like, if I would have got everything that I was asking for early on,
man,
I would have probably been burnt out by now or not have anything to look forward to. So for me to be at this space and place that I am right now, it feels refreshing, just like I got out of high school. Shout out to my sis, she in the chat right now too. And to everybody out there, I mean, like, yo, you literally can do whatever you want, no matter how young or how old you are, except basketball. Like, I feel like at a certain point your ankles give up. But other than that, man, go for it, man. Like, I mean, really go for it. It's never too late. You know, I run into beautiful people all the time, like, yo, you should model. People say I'm too short to model. No, you ain't. Says who? Like, who creates these rules? The only person that creates the rules is you. You got to set your own standards, and you know, and carry yourself with the spirit of alkaline thoughts. You know, I say alkaline thoughts all the time. A lot of times you'll defeat yourself before you even get started because you think of something not happening. I always think of everything from the standpoint as it's happened already.
That's already done, man.
Yeah, like, I feel like none of the stuff that I've acquired, like, you know, as it relates to my career path. I mean, maximum intention, minimal effort.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I already knew that God had it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I believed it. I think alkaline. So think alkaline. So many things will happen for you guys, and just always be the best version of yourself, and the world will recognize it, and you'll get what you're supposed to get.
Well, man, I appreciate that. Now, I said that was like the last word, man. Can I have like 3 more minutes of your time?
No problem. Bring it on.
Yeah, man. And people don't get an opportunity to connect with people such as yourself on a regular basis. So I do want to take just a few minutes to give those who are watching this, give them opportunity to ask any questions they may have. If you want to put it in the comment section, if you have a question for Mr. HEADKRACK, go ahead and put it in the comment section, and he'll try to answer it. I know he'll answer it to the best of his ability. Man, that was very good. Alkaline thoughts.
Alkaline thoughts, baby.
Yeah.
You know, you got to think positive, you know, like, I mean, there's so many different experiments. You know, our bodies are made of, I don't know however many % water, but like mostly water, right? And there's been so many experiments that have been conducted where, like, people talk positively to a cup of water, and talk negatively to a cup of water, and then when they put the magnifying lens on and zoom in, the water that was talked to positively has a different chemical makeup than the water that was talked to negatively. So just imagine what that does to us in an internal level.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When we breed negative energy, receive negative energy, and move like that on a consistent basis. So when you get, when you get positive energy put into you and you put positive energy out, your internal energy and aura and your vibrations can only be improved by that.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna give you a little experiment while you're on quarantine, man, and then I
Okay.
guess we'll close it out with this. I
Okay.
don't see too many people jumping in, man. Maybe they don't know what to ask, but this is a great opportunity to ask questions. But man, take 2 apples. Take your 2 apples. It'd be good for you and your sons to see this happen. Just take one and put it on the counter. Put them, kind of close to each other, so you can't blame it on one got more sunlight or anything. Then take the other one. Just leave this one as is. Take this one, and then you can just like write down negative words and tape it on the apple. You don't even have to speak to it. And I'm telling you, man, the one with the negative words on it, that thing is gonna rot.
Wow, I believe it.
It's
I
crazy,
totally
man. It's crazy. We did that, and man, one just rotted right before our eyes. Both are out the same bag and all of that, and we didn't even speak to it. We just put the words on there.
Well, you set the intention by
Yeah.
writing that on the paper. You set the intention for the apple to be bad.
Yeah.
And that happens every day in society. People set intentions on us, and that's not who we are. We're the same apples that's in the rest of the bag. Don't let people put labels on us. Don't let people put labels on you.
Yeah.
You're just as good as the sweetest, greenest, or reddest apple out there. So let it rock.
Absolutely. Man, HEADKRACK, thanks for getting on tonight, man.
Yo,
I appreciate it.
God bless you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for your time, man. And I'll definitely pull up on another one of these again for you, man. Just let me know.
Yeah, without a doubt. I was gonna say that, man. Let's do it again.
We probably got to do it in the quarantine, because once we're able to go outside, I'm probably gonna be out. But
yeah. You catch me quick.
No doubt, man. God bless, man. Y'all have
blessings to you, man.
Same to you. Have a great evening, y'all. Peace and love, everyone.
Yes, sir. Be blessed. Well, hey guys, episode 1 is in the books. Unscripted, kind of off the cuff, but I believe there was some substance in there that was helpful for a lot of us. A lot of takeaways that we can take from HEADKRACK. He's seen a lot of success, and one of the major things that he gave us is, hey guys, be yourself. You don't have to get lost in whatever you're trying to accomplish and trying to do. And so that would be number 1, be yourself. But then the other thing he said to us, he said that don't get lost in the facade of what's real and what's fake. And so being yourself and then understanding what is real and what's not is going to be important. But the other thing he said as we were closing out was to understand and know that it's already done, and set your intention as if it's already settled and it's done. And there's nobody, man, that can beat you being you. Also, if anyone else can do it, then absolutely you can get it done. Hey guys, I appreciate you getting on tonight for the first of many episodes of what we're calling unscripted. So I'm excited about it. Next week, I already have my guest lined up, and he has a power-packed story. We are lining these persons up who are bringing value to you. And so he'll be on, and he's going to share his story. He's going to share some things that he's had to overcome, some hurdles, and I believe it'll bless your life. So unscripted, Friday nights, 8:00 p.m. Central Standard Time. Man, we're going to bring some good guests on. They're going to share some wonderful, wonderful information with you. I appreciate you guys getting on. Blessings to you. I'm signing off. We'll connect with you next time right here on Facebook Live. Be blessed.